All right, I wanted to come on here and talk about gardening, switch gears a little bit, talk about fruit and vegetable gardening and why it's important, how it can help us out, increase our health, increase our wealth. So what you're looking at is 1,100 vegetable starts. We started in mid-April. They are now in the process of being transplanted to various gardens. It was under $30 worth of seeds, so you can see the abundance of plants you can make with just under $30 worth of seed. We did all of these. We still have plenty of extra seeds that we're going to direct sow, like all of our beans and zucchini and stuff that you don't want to start ahead of time. So all of this was just done with simple peat perlite soil and water, no nutrients or anything added. Started these plants under indoor grow lights in one of our grow rooms that we emptied out, filled up with this, and they just did about a month in there. Now I'm moving them all outdoors because you can see everything's getting more expensive, food is getting more expensive, everything's inflating. So how can we combat this? Stay ahead of the curve a little bit. It's summertime now. It's May, so this is the perfect time to go plant a garden and get as much of your food from directly from the source as possible. And if you think about nutritional content, if you're shipping, let's just use lettuce for example. If you ship a head of lettuce from California to the Midwest or the East Coast, there's a processing time there. So they'll cut the lettuce, throw it in a truck, process it, wash it, whatever, and then ship it to the grocery store. And then it gets to the grocery store and gets put out and sold, and then eventually to your fridge, to your table. That's like a 5 to 7 day process. Maybe it's faster, maybe a little slower. Not 100% sure, but you get the picture. It takes a while to get from harvest to your table, as opposed to if I go cut the lettuce out from my yard or my community garden. That's like a 5 minute harvest to consumption process. So it's a lot more nutritional value, nutritional density coming from your at home organic garden and all that. So it's better nutrition, and it's maybe not free but very cheap. I would consider it free, just depending on what setup you're using, what kind of system, like if you have to pay for water or your property or whatever. But there's a lot of community gardens around, a lot of empty space that you can put some vegetables in. And I just want to show you a few of those because I really believe in this. I really believe that to create a more sustainable, living situation, gardening is integral. It's super important. This is the community garden that's really not being used at all. It's just kind of sitting here. You can see getting covered with like not totally weeds, like there's some comfrey and some strawberries and onions, but mostly covered in weeds. Nobody's using it. There's like 13 beds. So I'm taking this over right now and I'm planting those 1,100 starts here and then other gardens as well. But you can just see like there's a lot of community gardens out there that have, you know, not enough people gardening in the space. They're always welcoming to new people, and it's a great environment just to get outside and do something productive. Like if you have any amount of free time, it doesn't take long to just drop by your garden and water some things, plant some things. It's pretty easy. So, and it will give you a lot of rewards down the road as you grow more and more crops, get better and better at it, and then you can really reduce your cost of living. Like I'm not trying to spend a single dollar on any produce at the grocery store this summer. That's my goal, and I'm probably going to make it happen starting, from June to like September. That's the goal. So we'll see about. This is just an apartment complex. This is just an example of what you can do with a very limited space. So this is just a 1 foot wide trench. I don't know how long it is, 30 feet or whatever, but you can see it was just filled with rocks and gravel before, and we took it over and planted out all sorts of vegetables in here. You can see they're doing great. And I did it last year, it did well. This year is going to do better. And it's just showing that you can really do a lot with a very small space that was just unused. Everyone's fine with it. But then in the process of being out here in this garden, just working on it, watering it, the neighbor recognized it and said, offered me this plot right here, just, a little bit bigger, same kind of situation, but you can see weeds growing in it, so your vegetables are also going to grow in it. And so I'm working on that right now, converting that space into usable, productive vegetable garden. And so, it's not too hard. You just plant the seeds, add water, and kind of go from there. Once you do it enough times, you can really provide a lot for yourself and your friends and family for, essentially for free. The sun grows it. All you have to do is add water. Community gardens are very accessible. And if you want to, get involved with anything, just reach out to me.